All right, today in class we used microscopes. This part right here, that's the ocular. And these parts right here, and there's usually three, those are called the objectives. They each have a different magnification. The red one is 4x, the yellow one is 10x, and the blue one is 40x. The ocular, and you can see it right there, is 10x. The way you find out what your power is, how closely you're seeing it, is the ocular times the objective. So this one is set right now. It's set on the 4x. So 10 times 4 is 40. So right now this microscope is set to 40x, which means I can see it 40 times better than I would with my regular eye. All right, when I look at the cork chunk on 10x, this is what I see. You can see the little cells in there, they almost look like holes. If we had a cork slide and could see them backlit, we could actually see the cell parts, like the nucleus and whatnot. We can't really. All we can see is this part right here is kind of in focus. The reason why this part's out of focus is because our chunk of cork is not flat. We also looked at the letter E written on a piece of paper under the microscope. This is at 10x. This right here is the paper. This right here, you can see that's part of our letter E. All this stuff in the center, that's the graphite. And while it looks solid when you write, as we see once we magnify it, it's not solid at all. And then the third thing we looked at was strands of hair. I'm going to show you two samples. This strand of hair is a strand of black hair. Now this right here, that's the pointer that's in all of the microscopes. This wider part right here, that is the actual hair. And as you can see down here, you can tell that it's brown. It has kind of a black center. To our regular eye, it looked like a black hair, but as you shine the light through it, you can tell it's a little bit brown, but it's nice and thick. We've got it on 10x right now. That hair belonged to the lovely Morgan Jordan. Here is another hair. This is also on 10x, so it's the same magnification as the last time, but you can tell this hair is a lot thinner. Of course, this right here is the pointer. Our hair is actually right in between those lines. The cool thing about this is a blonde hair. This comes from Dylan Miller, and you can actually see the backlighting coming through the hair. The hair actually appears clear. Now, if you know him, he's a blonde boy, and actually the blonde hair appears clear in the microscope. So anyway, I apologize that this last image is so small, but this does tell us the parts in case you weren't here and you missed it. The eyepiece, right there, that's obviously the part that you look through. The lens that's on top of the eyepiece, that's the ocular, and that is magnified times 10. It's 10x. The part that we hold it by, that's called the arm. The stage clips are on top and they hold your slide still. We have our focus knobs on the side. The base is the bottom. The light, that's the illuminator. We also, on ours, we have a stage light that's up here that will shine down on a slide if necessary. The diaphragm, we don't really need to know that part. It's just the part that's under the stage. The stage is the part that you set your subject on, whatever you're looking at. And then the objective lenses are the three rotating lenses. They have 4x, and that one was red. We had 10x, and that one was yellow. And then we had 40x, and that one's blue. Blue. If we multiply our powers together, that tells us what we can see through. So if I'm looking at my 4x through the ocular, which is 10x, 10 times 4 is 40. 10 times 10 is 100, and 40 times 10 is 400. So those are our different powers. The stuff that we looked at today we didn't use our blue objective because the stuff we were looking at was too big. When we start looking at actual cells, of course, then we will be using that objective, and that will be coming up today.